Dude in his room, yeah, he making stuff. Why you always making stuff? Yeah, hope we don't get copywritten. So I'm making lyrics off the top of my head. Look at his hat. This nigga look whack. Yeah, just kicking it. Just kicking it.
What's up, everybody? You see us. We're at a train track, baby. You know what I mean? Doesn't get much more industrial than that. This episode goes out to all the depressed ones out there right now. Everybody feeling uncertain about where they are in life and where things are probably going to go. So I got to keep looking back because this is an active train track. So I got to make sure I'm not getting blindsided. I have so many homies who are just literally like distraught and just in their own like mental chaos because they don't know where things are going in their life. You know what I mean? Like some of us didn't go to college and might be regretting that. Some of us are in college and regretting it. Some of us are doing art endeavors and wishing we would have gone to college. You know what I mean? And I just want everybody to understand that, like, I've been on both sides, you know what I mean? I was the kid that went to college, and I'm also the kid that was like, it's not for me, you know what I mean? And I just want everybody to understand that, like, you shouldn't regret where you are. Don't regret it, you know what I mean? You made decisions that you made for a certain reason, and those got you where you are, you know what I mean? Whether it's good or bad, you know what I mean? There is really no good or bad. There's just, it is. You know what I mean? And everybody says not to dwell on the past and everything like that, but it's like, fuck that. The past is what made you who you are in the present, you know what I mean? So it's like, think about it for sure, but don't stick on it, you know what I mean? If you don't like where things are, you don't like how things went, that's all good. You have the power to change that every day, you know what I mean? My homeboy, the fucking best piece of advice I've gotten in like the last 3 months, you know what I mean, was fucking get up and hunt like our ancestors, dude. They had to get up and hunt that lion, dude. You got to get up and hunt that lion every day, you know what I mean? If you really want to change, you know what I'm saying? If you're chilling, bro, you're fucking chilling. No, you don't got to change shit. Fuck what anybody has to say, bro. If you are enjoying where you're at in life, fucking 10 toes deep in that shit, you know what I mean? But just for everybody who's feeling uncertain about their shit, going through some changes and stuff like that, change is scary. Change is supposed to be scary, you know what I mean? If you're not scared or if you're not worried about anything, then you're probably doing the same shit you were doing a month ago, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's very terrifying, you know what I mean? I'm speaking completely from experience of that. Moving to Houston, I didn't know what the fuck to expect, you know what I mean? That shit was terrifying as fuck. It's 30 minutes down the road, but I felt like I was never going to see my friends again. I felt like I was going to fuck up, you know? I didn't even know anybody really in Houston, you know what I mean? Like, but now I know everybody, you know what I mean? I found my friends. I found where I fit in, you know what I mean? And I'm going to do that again, you know? So it's like, it's all terrifying. Taking that first foot forward is always going to be terrifying. But to know in 7 months that you're going to have the knowledge of whether it was a good idea or a bad idea always makes it worth it, you know what I mean? Because it's like, you'll never know anything if you just stay in one spot, if you just do the same thing. If you just stay doing the same thing all the time, there are no worries, there are no distractions, except for like, you know, like the minor shit, you know what I mean? Like, oh, my fucking car broke down, I gotta get an oil change, shit like that, you know what I mean? Like, that shit will forever be a thing, but like...
Oh, man, my fucking bitch husband, fucking shit daughter, I'm so sad. Look at my fucking ponytail, what the fuck? Who the fuck is this? Rexlit and Brexpoli, antidepressant, it's gonna make me feel better and shit. Oh yeah, I really got this shit on today, I feel so much better. Oh, I gotta be careful with this shit, it's gonna, depression, I might even be more...
As far as getting to get the answers to, can I do this? Will I do this? Am I even able to? Can I make new friends? Can I make new connections? You'll never know if you just stay in your bubble. You got to get out if you feel that way. You know what I mean? I'm one of those people where I feel like I can't be tied down to just one place. I got to be everywhere, you know? I grew up in a small fucking town where the only time I saw a fucking horse field was in the movies, you know what I mean? And I got to see that shit for the first time going to Austin for a skate trip, and I was like, oh, this shit is fucking rad. You know what I mean? Like, that gave me the bug. Once I drove to California, I was like, the open road is where I belong. You know what I mean? Traveling, doing shit, all that shit is where I belong at this moment. You know what I mean? Who I will be in 5 years, I don't know. You know, I might be a fucking tax accountant and wearing suit and ties and shit, and I'm just like, I'm cool living in Chicago, you know? But for right now, the person I am, I can't sit one place. I gotta be doing all the other shit. I gotta be there. I gotta be here. You know what I mean? I'm trying to do it all. You know what I mean? And who says I can't? Somebody else that isn't doing that or trying to even do that. That's another thing too. Don't take advice from people who aren't in a situation that you're in or trying to do the shit you're doing. Sure, listen to them. You know what I'm saying? Heed the advice. Take like the necessary lessons from what they're saying. But sometimes you gotta take a lot of that shit with a grain of salt, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not about to listen to my mom about how to sell a fucking million records when she's a nurse and she's never done anything with music. You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? Or do I just sound like a hating ass nigga? You know? I don't know, man. It's just, I believe in every one of y'all, you know? Whether you want to be a fucking contractor, a carpenter, fucking artist, a nurse, a fucking skater, I believe in every single one of y'all, you know what I mean? And it feels good that y'all believe in me as well, you know? I just want y'all to understand that no matter what the fuck you choose to do in life, as long as you are not fucking with other people who are like fucking up their shit, I'm here for it. I believe in you. You got that shit. Fuck all the doubts. Fuck all the insecurities, you know what I mean? If no one else is going to tell you they believe in you, nigga, I believe in you. I will tell you that shit. That's why I made this video, you know what I mean? Change is scary. Life is scary, you know? But we got to welcome that shit with open arms, you know what I mean? If that's what you want, you know? And all this is what you want, you know? I've seen enough people in different walks of life and fucking, I've been through a lot of different walks of life, you know what I mean? Like, to where I'm at right now is fucking insane, you know what I mean? Like, for the last 6 months, nigga, has been depressed, you know what I mean? That's why we're making this episode, you know what I mean? I realized I haven't talked one-on-one with y'all in a minute, you know what I mean? So this is that real shit, you feel me? This isn't just fucking rant, I love noodles and whatever. This is, nigga, I love y'all. I love the people, you know, Earth, nigga. Like,
I just left Houston, I just left Earth.
We can really do this shit. It's just, you gotta believe in yourself, you know? And there's a point of delusion where you gotta hit, you know? Everything is going wrong, and you gotta tell yourself it's going to be all right. That is literally delusional, you know what I mean? You gotta hit that little mental break, but that also lets you know, like, how much you really want it, you know what I mean? If you're not willing to deal with certain problems and things that come with whatever the fuck you're trying to get to, then it's probably not for you, you know? And that's okay. But you'll never know unless you know, you know? That's why I say, like, you just gotta try, you know? Because after a while, you're trying, and then you realize, oh, I'm doing this. I'm actively doing this thing that I set out to do. You know, I'm no longer trying. I am, you feel me? And that's just what I want for everybody, you know? That's why I say, like, fuck it, dude. Go skydiving. Go scuba diving with the sharks one time, you know what I mean? What's the worst that can really happen? You lose a foot? It's 2025. We can get another foot. But I can't believe I got to film this whole episode on the train tracks before our train came. Like this chair. I don't know whose fucking chair this is. I don't even know where this came from. But it was here. And I felt like it would make this shot look cool. So I grabbed it. Train's coming, you know? So I guess we're going to say, like, thank you for just kicking it. Thank you for not sitting on some train tracks and shit. I'm glad you're still alive. You know? Keep going, dude. You got this shit. I believe in you. Even if nobody else believes in you, dude. I do, you know? I think they're telling me to get the fuck off. So I'm going to get the fuck off. But I love y'all. Y'all have a good day. Thank you for just kicking it. These niggas. Thank y'all for just kicking it.